Humans of planet Earth, welcome back to JRE in a nutshell. Today we have another MMA show. This time we have Tank Abbott. Man, if you would see him, let's see if you remember him. I mean, this is for us, I guess, millennials and older who already were old enough in the 90s. Look at Bruce Buffer. He's a 300-pound street fighter. Sorry for the bad quality, by the way. It was hard to find a clip. Look at him. Look at him. Yeah, that's Tank Abbott. That is Tank Abbott. That's how he used to look because right now he looks a little bit like this. Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong picture. I meant like this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. No, I don't mean I don't mean it in the bad way. I'm not making fun of the guy, but come on, man. Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't recognize if I could walk next to him and I would never recognize him. I cannot believe that is Tank Abbott. It's crazy. So, before we go to the topics, please don't forget to like, subscribe, press that bell, tell all your friends, follow me, press here, boom. It's a quick click and you can subscribe. Thank you very much. I am in all of the social media. You know what to do. Let's get into it. So, Tank Abbott. They started talking about the old days in the. Look at that crazy motherfucker. The old days in the UFC and all rules. He was also one of the, basically the first or one of the first to fight with these 4 ounces gloves. Back in the day, they fucking used to, how do you call it? Bare knuckle, bare knuckle the way through it, and yeah, nobody wore gloves, and he was the first smart one that didn't want to get his hands all fucked up. And they also talk about problems he had with corrupt UFC referees and how one of the fights was like the referee stood them up even though he was not supposed. They was on the floor wrestling, and the referee stood them up even though back in the day they would never do that. So, all of this controversy. And then at the end, he tells the story how he had 5 strokes in his life. 5. It's a miracle that he actually still speaks. And then he had, and what was the name? Encephalopathy? No idea. And he was in a coma. He was waiting for a liver or something like this. Then after they gave him the liver, he was in a coma for a long time, and they pulled the plug on him. They fucking pulled the plug on him. They were ready to let him go, and the motherfucker just never died. He woke up. I mean, I think this is what I understood. Maybe I misheard something. I'm definitely not gonna listen again. So I don't know if I misheard or misunderstood then. Okay, my mistake. But dude, I am almost sure that the guy said that he was unplugged and then he whatever. So yeah, all in all, it was an okay conversation. A lot about him specifically, his personal life. He spends 30 minutes telling some story. If you see the list of topics, it's basically nothing. Very few topics. He tells 30-minute stories that are not that very interesting about his personal life, or the UFC parts and all that stuff is pretty cool. But yeah, sometimes it gets kind of slow, the conversation. So yeah, it is what it is. I'm gonna give it 3 nuts. The guy's kind of cool and yeah, a legend in the UFC. And the part that they speak about the UFC is very, very interesting. I really liked it. So that's it for me. Don't forget to stay for the quote of the day, guys. The quote of the day is actually pretty cool. He explains the difference between a martial artist and a fighter or a warrior, if you will. So check it out. And I remind you that I have nothing to do with Joe Rogan or the Joe Rogan Experience. All the topics and timestamps down in the description. They didn't speak about any movies, a couple books. His book. That's how they finish actually. His book. There is 3 books, something like that. And yeah, I will see you next time. Peace.
Martial arts is martial arts. Don't get me wrong. It works. It's a skill, but fighting is I
Chaos.
yeah, but I coined this phrase, I believe. Anyways, fighter's fortitude, and that is where it becomes fighting does not it's not a skill that you learn and you become tough. Hoist Gracie is not tough because he knows jiu-jitsu. He's a tough man. And all these guys that fight in the UFC are tough men, not because they know skill. You like these people, oh, I see you getting an arm bar. Who cares? Anybody that sings skill is not a fighter. You're a pussy, frankly. I mean, you sit around and go, I can do this and I can do. That doesn't matter. It's how tough you are. Your fighter's fortitude. When someone's got a thumb in your eye socket or taking a big bite out of your back, and how you react and what you do from that. That's what fighter's fortitude is. Not like, oh, well, if he's got his thumb in my eye, maybe I could armbar him or put him in a triangle. That doesn't save you. Fighting is emotional. It's not about skill. It's what is inside your head, the heart you have, and what you need to do to get things done to beat the opponent, hopefully, that's thinking the same thing you're thinking. And that is, I'm going to get to this point where I can kill this person or kill him. But basically, fighting is to a point where in the street anyways, and everybody that I beat up was trying to do the same thing to me in the street. They were trying to beat me up and get to the point where they could make the decision of killing me. And that's the whole point of a street fight. And it's not about, oh, I got better skill than you. That's the difference between a street fighter and somebody that goes to the gym and learns how to throw a correct punch or a submission hold that's going to save your ass. You can learn those things. You can't be tough by learning those things. You can become tougher by learning those things. And if you're a tough guy and you learn skills, that makes you tougher.